All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Daytona. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series heads to Daytona for 2 weeks. It's week number 1, and it's the Daytona Duels. 2 35-lap races here to set the grid for next week's full Monty in Daytona. This is race number 6 of the season, and we do count points in these Daytona Duels. Who's got what it takes to bring home the victory and get on the front row for next week? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's watching right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, the Buschwackers is always an eventful race, man, and it's 2 shorties today. 35-lap races at Daytona. Race number 6, and it's all live right here on TurnLeftTV. All right, thank you so much for coming in here to TurnLeftTV. Appreciate you being here tonight and joining me. So we got a good one for you, man. I'm excited about this. This is going to be a lot of fun. The Daytona Duels here in the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster commentator here at TurnLeftTV. And we got 2 action-packed races ahead. We got a huge field here for the Daytona Duels. Excited about this. And I think these guys have been waiting a while for this race to come up on the schedule. Like we've got about 6 minutes left in the practice session. Today's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you are interested in an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. These guys can find you a server that will fit your needs. That's who provides our server here to High Octane Racing League. Also, some WordPress hosting, online store hosting, VPS hosting, and shared web hosting available through EliteHostingUSA.com. Thanks for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Don't forget to join us over at HighOctaneRacing.net. You get a quick link to the Discord server where we do most of our business. Get updates of point standings, schedules, what series we happen to be running. And a quick link to TurnLeftTV as well. That's over at HighOctaneRacing.net. This has been going on for 22 years, High Octane Racing League style. Thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel. I really appreciate you being here today. Don't forget, man, to hit that thumbs up button. Let me know you were here. Also, if you haven't subscribed, smash that subscribe button. And always looking for more subscribers. And don't forget to smash the bell. You'll get updates when races are going live here at TurnLeftTV. Thanks to all those folks who come out and watch the races each and every week, joining me in the chat session, and make it a lively, fun event. I love doing this stuff and have a lot of fun. And I'm honored that each and every one of you who come out and watch these races and also subscribe to the channel as well, hit the like button. I'm really honored that anybody actually even watches my races, man. amazing. Never thought this would get to this point, but it's really been a lot of fun, and it's all because you folks come out and watch these videos. Well, this is a points race tonight, or I should say these races together are points races. And we need to take a look at the what the point standings are. Coming into tonight's race, Franco Alvarez leads in point, 208 points. Claudio Bardelli Jr. just behind there in P2. Craig Bearzon's got a good season going. He's in third. Dana Grover fourth. Got a big win earlier this season too. Huge win there for Dana Grover. John Stanley is fifth in points. Dennis Hughes sixth. Sean Jacobs seventh. Rivaldo Spindola eighth. Todd Robillard ninth. And Gordon Carter sits 10th in points. Take a look at P11 through 20. Headed up by Eugene Fedorov. Arthur Vieta part-time a little bit here is 12th in points. Jomar Peixoto 13th. Ritsky Novar 14th. Chelson Neto 15th. Chris Hughes 16th. You see Steve Pierce, Dan Richter, Tony Furtado, and Alexei Salviev finishing out or making out that top 20. Take a look at the page number 3. Preston Hassel and Jesus Iglesias. Guys been part-time racers. Preston's out here with us tonight, man. Good to see Preston out tonight, man. That's going to be awesome. See that 27 car back out there on the grid. Already getting some chatters in here. Jesus, Givaldo, Dana Grover in here as well. Good to see him in, and good luck to him tonight. Trax VR cheering on Dana Grover, of course, tonight. Dana racing from the Trax VR facility. And also Alexei joining us here as well, man. Got to be one of those guys in the conversation to win this race. That is for sure. A lot of these guys up here to win this race. Jesus, he's won a few races here. Also, Givaldo, man, I'll tell you what, that car keeps getting further and further and further up front. We are getting ready to go to quals here very, very shortly. Let's take a look at the schedule here in the Buschwackers series. Of course, Daytona Duels here, 235 lap races today. And then next week, we'll have the 70 lap race at Daytona International with the front row already determined. Followed by Atlanta Motor Speedway on February 23rd, Las Vegas on March the 1st, and Phoenix finishing out the season on March the 8th. But these guys have finished up qualifications. It's awful loud, isn't it, man? Somebody tell me to turn down the music. What they say? If it's too loud, you're too old. That's what they used to say. I think I say that now. All right, we're getting ready to go to the qualification session. In the meantime, talk a little bit about what's coming up this weekend. We got Saturday Night Thunder headed your way tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be at Nashville Super Speedway for a 120-lap race number 6 of the season. It's the Saturday Night Thunder, the Cup cars, the big boys out at Nashville. Racing starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll take a look at the track here at Daytona. Of course, who in the world is alive today and a race fan that doesn't know about Daytona International? 2.5 mile, 4-turn tri-oval, and 31 degrees of banking in the turns, 18 degrees of banking through that tri-oval, and a lot of people can win this race, man. Daytona is aware about where you are with maybe that 5 or 6 laps to go. And I think a lot of guys are going to be in a hurry to get to the front, given that this is a 35-lap race here today. So that's Daytona for you. And a lot of fun here, a lot of drafting going to go on here tonight. Going to have some friends here at Daytona tonight. So in the qualification session right now, take a look at Ricky Novar in the 10 car, his qualification attempt. Up there at the top, trying to get a little extra speed out of this thing through the corners. See a lot of guys out there hugging that wall through the corners. Rizky Novar, one of our great Indonesian drivers, and I've mentioned him before of how helpful he has been for us here at TurnLeft, or excuse me, at High Octane Racing League, and helping with, we helped put the GT3 car set together. He did an Indy car set for us. He's been a great source for advice as well. Right now, Preston Hassel is the top time with a 49.024. Rizky Novar is third on the grid with that run. Check into John Stanley here. So 48.989, Dennis Udichin at the top of the grid. A couple Toyotas up there. Udichin and Salviev. Vieira now to the top of the grid with a 48.888. There's a lot of 8s in that. Martelli Jr. says, not so fast, man. How about a 48.881? John Stanley, let's see where he sits. 48.839, Big John Stanley, the staple gun up front. How about that? See where Sean Jacobs here. They call him Sean Dega. It might be Sean Tona today. So John Stanley, the top time here so far. Sean's first sector pretty fast. That second sector just a little bit off the pace. Let's see if he can put this last one together. Sean Jacobs in the 24 car, 48.839. Look at that, man, they're tied. Oh my God. Both those guys ran an 8.39. You got to be kidding me right now. You have got to be kidding me. Franco Alvarez done with his lap. Let's see where Iglesias, to see where he's going to land here in that 22. Jacobs and Stanley run identical lap times. Wow. So Jesus Iglesias here with a target times 48.839. Can he put together a time there that's going to match that? That's going to be a tough one. That is an amazing front row right there with the 24 and the 12 identical lap times. And the 22 down here as, let's see what he runs. 49.035, 13th on the grid for Jesus Barbecue Iglesias. Wow, exciting qualifications. What a qualification session there. We've got about 3.5 minutes left to go in quals as these guys are, for the most part, done. Looks like Salviev good with 16th on the grid there. Iglesias, you see those numbers in white. I think that means they had another lap in them, but good qual session there, and officially done with not officially done with the qual session, but close enough for our purposes. Thanks so much for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate everybody being here. And we got an exciting show here for you tonight. Don't forget to get this party started. All right, welcome back. So we are just about finished with the official time there as far as qualification session. Don't forget, man, the High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks will be back in action. Oh, my gosh, at Daytona for the final race of the season on Tuesday. A 70-lap race at Daytona. And to crown the champion. And we got a really, really tight points battle in that championship. Just about 7 points separate P1, P2. So it could come down to the last lap in that one. And that's been a fun series. So Daytona in the trucks coming up on February the 13th. That's Tuesday, 70-lap race to crown the champion in season number 2. So we're kind of bleeding over into 2024 with our 2023 season. So it looks like qualifications have ended. We'll take a look at the final qualification results. Sean Jacobs in the 24 qualifies P1. Identical lap times to John Stanley, 48.839. He qualifies in P2. Row number 2 at Palumbo, Claudio Bardelli Jr. Archer Vieta, Gordon Carter make up row number 3. Tony Furtado, Givaldo Spindola. I told you, Givaldo's been moving up the grid, man. Qualify in row number 4. Row 5 will be Craig Marizan and Franco Alvarez. A huge Chevy top 10. P11 and 12, couple Toyotas there. That's Ritsky Novar, Dana Grover. Jesus Iglesias, Gilmar Peixoto, 13th and 14th. Dennis Yudichin will start in the 15th position. Alexei Salviev starts in 16th. Preston Hassel will start 17th. Eugene Fedorov, 18th. Steve Pierce starts in the 19th position, and Dan Richter will start in P20. Guys are in the warm-up session. We have a little under 9 minutes left to go in warm-up before we get the command to start the engines. Let's take a look at the keys to the race here at Daytona. Patience here at Daytona. That one can be air quotes patience because you only have a 35-lap race here. Remember, there are 2 of them here. So it may be imperative that you get to the front. Got to learn how to run in traffic there. Pick a lane as we see some guys dicing around a little bit here in the warm-up session. Be check-up ready here. It seems like guys really follow very, very closely, especially on that inside line. And these cars are going to check up. So you're going to have to be careful and be prepared for the checkups. Make good pit stops. You are going to have to do 1 pit stop at least. So you're going to have a good pit stop, man. You want to pit with somebody who is a friend or a frenemy. You're going to have somebody to work with when you come off pit lane to use that draft to be able to blend in or catch up to or outrun the cars that are out or on the track. So those are my keys to the race here at Daytona. Good to see Preston Hassel out here, man, in that AMD Ryzen sponsor number 27 Ford Mustang. Gilmar Peixoto also joining us in the chat session. Good to see Gilmar. Tracks VR, of course, hosting Dana Grover's effort today to race with us. So we got a big crowd there watching the race, so hopefully we got a good clean race there in store for him. Good luck to Gilmar tonight as well. Take a look at Gordon Carter, one of our Canadian drivers in a 56 car. High place moving sponsor machine. Got the Ukrainian paint scheme going on there, representing Ukraine. Jesus Iglesias in that Orange Crush sponsor machine just behind him. Couple Chevys there working together, doing some drafting. Don't forget to support me by clicking on the links down in the description of this race. The SimLab link would help me out a lot if you decide to purchase something through them. They got a lot of race equipment there. They got wheels, pedals, displays, race rigs. I have a race rig myself. I have the GT1 Evo race rig. That's how I got into SimLab. And they do great stuff, man. Easy to put together. Very, very sturdy. I have my DD1 wheelbase attached to that. You know how heavy those bad boys are, and it does not move at all. There is no movement in this bad boy. So please help me out by clicking on that link. If you decide to purchase something, I would appreciate you using my link. Also, EliteHostingUSA.com providing servers here for us, and they can provide you with a server for your rFactor 2 needs. We got Craig Marizon and that Magpul Dynamics sponsored Chevy Camaro, number 60 car. A little under 4 minutes left to go in the practice session. And Shudichin mowing up some grass there for us in that 47 car. Take a look at Dan Richter, one of our Indiana drivers. Purdue graduate. He's up in the northern part of Indiana. They've got a lot to cheer about this year, man, with the old Boiler men's basketball team. And the women's basketball team, really not that bad, man. They're a pretty good team. And they won the Old Oaken Bucket, of course, in the football at the end of the season for them. So about 2.5 minutes left to go. See Dan Richter making a pit stop there. A lot of, it may seem like it's really easy to pit here, but man, when you got a bunch of cars and you're trying to come down pit lane and maximize your time in and time out, it can really, really be nerve-wracking. And it's easy to speed here. You're going to be pitting in packs if we are pitting under green. See Jacobs, looks like Sean Jacobs bounced out here. I don't know if he's coming back in or not. Take a look at our side-by-side view. Make sure that's working. We got both the views there are Jesus Iglesias. Let's see if we can change that. Heath Pierce out getting some laps in. Drafting practice there. Looks like Ritsky Novar just ahead of him. Well, it looks like that's working well. Waiting on one driver to join back. And I think we'll be ready to rock. All right, boys and girls. Wow. We are ready to rock, baby. 2 35-lap races, and this is race number 1. Race number 1, baby. So here at Daytona, the Daytona Duels, race number 1. Both the races count as race 6 on the schedule. Let's take a look at the starting order. Sean Jacobs into 24 starts P1. John Stanley starts in the second position. Row 2, Ed Palumbo and Claudio Bardelli Jr. Row number 3 is Archer Vieta and Gordon Carter. Row 4, Tony Furtado, Givaldo Spindola. Craig Marazon and Franco Alvarez make row number 5. Ritsky Novar, Dana Grover, and all Toyota row number 6. Row number 7 will be Jesus Iglesias and Gilmar Peixoto. Dennis Uderton in the 47 and Alexei Salviev in all Toyota row number 7. Row number 8 will be Preston Hassel and Eugene Fedorov. Steve Pierce and Dan Richter make up row number 9. That's row 10 right there, isn't it? I don't know how to count. Who said I needed to know how to count? Don't forget my raised keys here tonight. Be patient, man. I know it is. There's a big field, and it's easy to get out of your lane here, and really get out of the groove. Stanley and Jacob starting side by side here in row number 1. Pick a lane, man. Be checkup ready. Make good pit stops and make some frenemies when you come onto pit lane. Going to be a fun one here, and I think personally, I'm going to be. If I'm in the car, I'm going to be really patient. I'm going to give myself a little bit of room. How about seeing that 54 car? He's starting MP3. Good to see him out back racing in that mellow yellow sponsor machine. Got the good luck paint scheme, and he might be coming away with a victory. Wouldn't that be a big deal there? His first race back and winning the race. 2 races here tonight, and this is race number 1. I think the pace car is on its way off the racing surface. And here we go, boys and girls. Get ready to rock here at Daytona.
Green flag, go, go, go.
And we're off. Oh, Vieta into the back of the 54 car, giving him a little bit of a push. Trying to inch ahead of that outside line. The 24 and the 54 inch ahead. The 4 just behind in P3. And that outside line right now is going to have to figure it out. Those guys freight training on the inside line. John Stanley in that 12 car. Everybody bailed, went down to the inside line. These guys going to ride around a little bit. And those 2 guys up there on the outside going to have to find a way to get in. And they are stuck right now. What happened to Peixoto? He must have got kicked. Lost a driver here. The 24, Sean Jacobs. And that Cal U Vulcan sponsored Chevy Camaro leads the field. Ed Palumbo in the 54 runs in P2. On board here with Ed Palumbo. Man, a loud engine sound there. Woo! Now to the back of his car once we get there. There we go. You see Arc de Vieta in that third position. Tony Furtado in fourth. And then you get those tags figured out. Studio 397. Arc de Vieta running in the third position. The 9 of Tony Furtado is running in P4. But Ed Palumbo having a good run here. He's in the second position. Good qual position. And a good run. Ritsky Novar starting to roll up onto the back of the 60 car. An outside line starting to get organized. Led by Gordon Carter running in the 9th position. More guys jumping up into the high line to see if they can't get something going. A little bit of a gap there just in front of Givaldo, who's on the inside line. That's 68. That closes up. He closes in on the 19. Just behind him is Jesus Iglesias in the 22 car. Take a look at Alexei Salviev running in that 72 car. Those guys starting to get tight. Oh, 84 into the upfence.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
We got a yellow flag. We got a yellow flag, and cars are spinning. The 12 car is spinning. Those guys got pinched up into the wall. Looked like somebody got into the back of somebody on the outside line. And that bottled everything up. And John Stanley in the fence. He's missing a hood. It looks like also Dana Grover in the fence. Caution flag here on lap. We at lap about 4, lap 3, lap 4. See what happened there. As those guys got up in the fence, and I don't know, somebody came around or not, but those guys definitely got. Let's take a look and see here. Take a look at that Dana Grover and his perspective. You see the 84 gets in the fence, and then the 12 also checks up and comes down, and then Richter gets involved too. But those guys sliding back across the track. A 51 gets hit. And the 89 got some big-time damage there for him. But it looked like maybe Fedorov. Take a look at Fedorov. He gets up on the wall right here, checks up. John Stanley trying to miss him. And then those guys on for a ride. And I think John Stanley was just trying to miss the incident. Board here with Dana Grover kicking off here. He gets hit. He gets turned. And John Stanley had nowhere to go either. I mean, he was trying to avoid this. Watch this into the wall. Right here, he comes over and then gets into Grover. And then John Stanley on for a ride. That just looked like Fedorov got up into the fence right there up on the high line. John Stanley trying to avoid. And that 12 car comes across the nose of the 65, and those guys both turn into the 89 car and then turns him into the wall. And Steve Pierce had nowhere to go either. Aboard here with Steve Pierce. That kicking off just in front. And this guy's coming back across the track. He's got a little bit of damage, and I think it's salvageable for him. We'll go back here to live. We've got a couple guys on pit lane, so, man, this guy's kicking it off there on the outside line. And I don't really like running the outside line. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm not a big fan of that outside line, but we are seeing John Stanley on pit lane. He's taking some service in the 12 car. And he is now going to go a lap down. Might cut his losses here and look at, looks like Givaldo and Jomar both out of the race. So it looks like Sean Jacobs coming down pit lane in the 24 car, our race leader. Alexei Salviev is the leader now in that 72 car in the Toyota. And just behind him, Steve Pierce. Now, Steve Pierce has got some damage. I think he's going to come down pit lane. I would imagine he'll make a pit stop here in the 51 car. Take a look at Artur Vieira. He's got to be a guy really thinking about, not only winning, here in the duels, but also next week. He's a great driver. Also, he's one of our Brazilian drivers, and this guy's got a lot of experience, tons of experience in this NASCAR BR number 4 car. And you really got to be thinking about some conversation there for him. Steve Pierce is coming down pit lane. So he is making a pit stop as I suspected. So he got a little bit of damage on that incident, and now finds himself on pit lane getting the repair. Steve Pierce, one of our Texas drivers, just north of Dallas, if I'm not mistaken, if I got my geography correct. And likes the Captain Morgan. Coming back out on track after making pit stop. Alexei Salviev in the 72 is the leader in that Toyota. I suggest we're going to be getting the one to go here very, very shortly. Don't forget, man, the Saturday Night Thunder coming up at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. It's Nashville Super Speedway, 120-lap race number 6 of the season. And Nashville is a fun track. Going to be fun in the Cup Series, man. Come on out and join us. It's the Saturday Night Thunder, the Cup Series, race number 6. And it's Nashville coming up tomorrow. Salvia coming down pit lane, taking some service, so that puts Artevieta up on the front row here for this restart. Sean Jacobs at Palumbo, P2, P3. Tony Furtado is, I think Bardelli Jr. going to be 4th. Furtado may be 5th. Here, no, it looks like Bardelli Jr. is going to start. Yeah, he's going to start in the 4th position. The 9 of Tony Furtado going to start in P5. Ritsky Novar will start 6th. Franco Alvarez and Dan Richter have come down pit lane. So interesting strategy here by Alvarez and Richter. Alvarez leading in the points coming into tonight's race. One of our Argentinian drivers. I think he's our only driver from Argentina. So we're 2 wide, getting ready to go back green. As the 4 and the 24 will start side by side. And I think the strategy is the same. Leave yourself a little bit of a gap between you and the car in front of you. With the draft, things get going pretty fast. You got to have a little bit of a gap there to give yourself a cushion in case you have a checkup. We did see a little bit, somebody got up into the wall, and John Stanley got collected up into that. He is now in P18.
Green flag, go, go, go!
And we're back to green. A little bit of a shot there from the 19 into the back of the 24. Gives that 24 car a little bit of momentum. Or are they going to stall out on that high line? 24 leading that charge on the high line. Bardelli Jr. got a couple strong cars. Ritsky Novar up there as well. But look at that bottom line. Strong cars down there as well. A lot of experience on both those lines. And we got more action going on. Guys running across the infield. What's going on here? And it looked like Udichin trying to play catch up there in that 47 car. So something happened to that machine. He got off the deal. It looks like we got another yellow flag. My heavens. Looked like had a rejoin there, and it threw the caution flag. Debris on the track. So a little debris caution here. So it looked like Giomar had gotten disconnected, rejoined, and it threw the caution flag. And we're going to call that a debris caution. Go through this routine again. Dana Grover definitely the benefactor of that. He gets the lucky dog. Back on the lead lap there for him. In the 89 car. High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks will be back in action at Daytona International on Tuesday. Race number 10, the final race of the season. 70-lap race. And this series has been a lot of fun, man. These guys mixing it up. So a heck of a lot of fun in the trucks. And I'm getting out of the broadcast booth, getting into the driver's seat, and making it happen, man. Mixing it up with these guys and having a lot of fun, man. So that's coming up on Tuesday. Come on out and join us. There's a QR code there if you'd like to join High Octane Racing League and join us for some racing. Take a look at the schedule here in the Buschwackers series. Next week, we will be at Daytona for the 70-lap race. We had three different weeks at Daytona. We did the road course for race number 3. We have the Daytona Duels tonight, and the next week we'll be at Daytona for the full race, 70-lap race. And then following that, we'll have Atlanta, and then Las Vegas, and Phoenix. Interesting schedule, the back half of the season. So we're kicking off that back half with the Daytona Duels tonight. A couple guys, look at this, Preston Hassel. Good to see Preston Hassel back out racing with us. Preston Hassel, Alexei Salviev, Steve Pierce, Dan Richter right now, and then also Dana Grover, the top 5. Now, I think Dana Grover is going to be coming down pit lane. He got the lucky dog, so he will definitely have to come down pit lane and take some service here. We got some guys mixed in a little bit, so they'll sort that out. The 89 car definitely going to have to start at the end of the longest line. That's the rule there if you take the lucky dog. And thanks for joining me here on the YouTube channel. I appreciate you being here. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, man. Get the hit that thumbs up button. Get that algorithm talking. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Always looking for some more subscribers. Thanks to all those folks who have subscribed. And don't forget to smash the bell. Get updates when races are going live here at TurnLeftTV. And again, I appreciate everybody's patronage coming out and watching the races, whether it be live or on replay. The 27 car going to lead the field with the green flag, I think, this time. I think he's staying out, and he likes where he's sitting right now. Salvia also fast in that 72. John Stanley's got, he is shown a lap down in the 18. Preston Hassel's making a liar out of me. He's coming down pit lane. So the 27 car is going to make a pit stop. Salvia going to find him. So we got a group here coming down pit lane. And that's going to give the race lead, I think, to Claudio Bardelli Jr. And it looks like Bardelli Jr.'s got to let Novar get by. So Bardelli Jr. and Novar make up this front row for the restart. Steve Pierce and Eugene Fedorov start P3, P4. Gordon Carter, Sean Jacobs, 5th and 6th. So Furtado is out. Looks like DNF there. Looks like maybe a connection. One of the guys in that single file line there. I'm not sure what the smoke is on that one, but here we go.
Green flag, go, go, go.
So Bardelli Jr. gets a jump there. Novar did not get a jump on that inside line. And now Steve Pierce working the outside. 19. Oh, boy, they're 3 wide back there. They're 3 wide at 54 up on the high line following Sean Jacobs. They got 3 wide. And Ritsky Nova are now back to the 7th position. There was some shenanigans there on that restart. Sean Jacobs working the outside line with Ed Palumbo in the 54 car. The 19 of Claudio Bardelli Jr. is the leader. The 56, Gordon Carter in second. 51, Steve Pierce finds himself in P3. Take a look at Dan Richter here running in the 65 car. Oh, no! And it looks like the 54, the 24 involved. Tons of cars involved in this one. Let's see what happened here. Take a look here. Looks like the 24 got into the wall maybe. And then comes across the track and collects a bunch of cars. Alvarez gets caught up in that as well. So the 24 up into the wall right there coming off the turn. And then comes across after smacking the wall, gets into 56 car. 56 looks like he held on to that. He had nowhere to go. Report here with Alexis Salvia. So these guys just having a little trouble here getting going. It looks like we have 3 caution flags, and hopefully they'll get this cleaned up in the next race. So a little bit of frustration we've heard from some of the guys. A couple guys out of the race. Looks like Vieta, Furtado, and Spindola out of the race. Bardelli Jr., I would suspect these guys are going to stay out here. I mean, you're looking at 15 laps to go. And right now, they've done most of their laps under caution. A little bit of a boogered up race for these guys. And hopefully the next race will be a little bit better for them. I think the shorter race may lend itself to guys saying, hey, man, I want to get to the front and lead some laps or get a good finish. And, that's sort of a sense of urgency that you don't see in the full race. But what a surprise with the 19 car up front. 56, Gordon Carter just behind in P2. Steve Pierce is shown in third position. Dennis Shooter in fourth. Preston Hassel is fifth. Bardelli, Carter, Pierce, Uterchin, and Iglesias. A little bit different look here for this front crew. Iglesias looks like he's retired, or whether he got disconnected or what. Looks like he's retired his machine. So Iglesias on pit road. It looks like going to maybe wait till the next race. John Stanley on pit lane in the 12 car. Taking some service, coming back out. All right, looks like Bardelli Jr. is elected to take that inside line here on this restart. So let's keep our fingers crossed here. We get go to green here till the end. Another race in store here for you tonight. Another 35 lapper, and we got some guys who have retired: Iglesias, Vieira, Furtado, and Spindola. And a couple of those guys I know will be back in race number 2. I think there are a few that maybe not be back. for race 2. Nova now shown 1 lap down. Places might have lost its connection. All right. The Bardelli Jr. is elected to take that inside line. That leaves Gordon Card up on the outside. Got a little bit different look here to this front row. Here we go. Pace car's off.
Green flag. Go, go, go.
All right. We're back to green. The 19 edge it ahead. Looks like Steve Pierce just behind in that 51 car. The outside line starting to move a little bit, though. That 56 fighting back on the outside line. Craig Marizon in the 60 car shown on that bottom line in that third in line. Now working on third place. 56 in third, now dropping back as the bottom line starting to move. I personally am a lot more comfortable on the bottom line there. Steve Pierce getting into the back of the 19. Give that guy some room right now. Easy to turn guys here if you do something like that in the turn. So you got to be really, really careful where you get into a car. Car off the track into the inside. Iglesias looked like he might have rejoined. Look at Sean Jacobs recovering here, running in the 12th position. The inside line, I think, is the place to be. The 84 up on the outside line. You see the 54 working. Now Franco Alvarez dives down to the inside line. Guys, really got to give a lot of room here between the car, between you and the car in front of you, because the checkups are pretty big here at Daytona. Take a look at Dana Grover in the 89 car. He's up on the outside line too. In that Toyota. Right now running in the 10th position. Alvarez just behind him. You see Preston Hassel in the 27 on the bottom line. Eugene Fedorov up on the high line as well. Fedorov shown in P8. There's on in the 60. Steve Pierce looking like he really wants to get around Bardelli Jr. Boy, here with Steve Pierce. Could not put a piece of paper between the two of those guys. Putting him in the turns, and be really, really careful about that. The tri-oval. The 60 car now starting to work that outside line. Got a little bit of help up there. Alexi Salvi up there with him. Now to 60. Craig Mares on battling Claudio Bardelli Jr. side by side. And now the 60 car inch ahead. Is that high line starting to figure it out? 56 also on the high line. Fedorov helping him. Running in P4. The 56, Gordon Carter running. In fourth in line on the outside line, I should say. Oh, a little bit of contact there for Salvi up in that 72 car. Looks like the 60 car bails. Goes down to the inside. They got a big wreck right there. They got into one another. Boy, they started, and we got still unfolding. And the 60 car, just as he captured the lead, there was contact. So something went on there. A lot of guys off track for that one. Bardelli Jr. got spun on that. Let's take a look here. You see right there is the 60 car, and then we get right here the 51 gets up into the 72 car right there and turns the 72 into the 19. So the contact there was initiated by that 51. He gets it up there on the upper groove and into the 72. And then Salviev is down into the 19. Got turned, and then the 19 car into the wall. And that collects a bunch of cars. And 19 just had nowhere to go. Let's see what Eugene Fedorov saw out of his machine. So this guy's getting together. And then contacts. And those guys all across the infield. Go back to live here as another caution flag. These guys haven't figured out if they want to ride around under green or yellow. I think they're favoring yellow right now. Take a look at coming up tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Nashville. 120 lap race from Nashville Super Speedway. A fun track, man. Great track. Race number 6 of the season in the Cup Series. So the Cup boys will be back at it at Nashville coming up tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Race number 1, been a little bit messy. A lot of Chevys out of the race. Iglesias, Vieta, Peixoto, Furtado, and Spindola all out of the race. And Craig Marizon has found his way to the front. Now you got to wonder here, man. I mean, do you... I think I take the bottom line here on this restart. I think early on the outside line is pretty good. Are there enough laps? If the outside line gets rolling, are there enough laps here to really get things going here on the inside to try to get that spot back? So you got to be weighing that there. I know the 60 car, he's a very smart driver. Magpul Dynamics spots a machine. And you really got to wonder whether that is a situation where he's thinking that. He's weighing that on his mind that, hey, how is that outside line going to be? He decided not to make a pit stop and give up track position. Gordon Carter shown in second. Udich in third. Richter is in fourth. So we're going to have probably a green-white checker on this situation here. We'll take a look and see what the ruling's going to be on that. Now, the bad part about this restart here is with only a couple laps to go is you are going to see guys turn up the aggression here. And I think in some cases that's been somewhat of a problem tonight with guys maybe getting a little bit too aggressive and not giving. I think some of this at this track is you got to give yourself a little bit of room between you and the car in front of you. You're going to have to expect that guys are going to check up, and you've got to be able to deal with that. Give yourself a buffer so you can get out of the throttle and not get into the car that's in front of you. And then we see some of those guys, maybe panic a little bit, maybe get up into the wall and then come back across traffic. We have seen that. So the 60 car has elected to take the inside line, and we do have a green-white checker here. Green-white checker here. All right, so it's a green-white checker. I'm betting on green-white wrecker. That's what I'm betting on. So who's going to take the victory? Look at this. We got Dennis Uderchin up there as well. He's going to start in P3. Dan Richter will start in the 4th position. All right, so here we go. Well, the pace car's
Green
off.
flag, go, go, go.
And the 60 car, Craig Marazon, lead the field to take the green flag here for the green-white checker here at Daytona at race number 1. John Stanley, with all these cautions, has gotten that car back up front. He's running into 7th position, so he's, who knows? Things can happen here. They start in single file now. 1, 2, 3. John Stanley in that 4th car in line, now shown in 4th. That's how quickly things can change here on these restarts. Uderchin into the back of the 60 car. Be really careful where you make contact with those cars. Uderchin looking to try to find a way around. Going to need a little help on that outside line if he dips out to the outside. 1 to go. The 60 of Craig Marazon is the leader in the Magpul Dynamics sponsor machine. Dennis Uderchin in that Toyota number 47 Buffet sponsor machine just behind. Ritsky Novar diving up to the outside. He's running in the 6th position. Ed Palumbo in this mix just behind John Stanley. Looks like Uderchin tuck it out to the outside. What's going to happen here? Coming off the final turn. Oh, Uderchin into the 27 and crashing at the line, and the 60 car wins the race. And somebody is on fire back there. Somebody is on fire. And the 60, Craig Marazon gets the win. So congratulations to Craig Marazon. On getting the win here in race number 1. And somebody was on fire. My gosh, who was that? And I don't know who was crashing there, but that was crazy. So congratulations to Craig Marazon on getting the win here. So crazy there with Gordon Carter. Something happened in that on that last restart. And he got barrel rolled. Take a look at the session results here. That's the qualification results. Let's take a look at the race results. How about that? So a little bit of a messy race here. Some of the guys have to leave and not able to race number 2. And Craig Marazon, John Stanley, P1, P2. Sean Jacobs, Alexi Salviev, P3, P4. Ed Palumbo, P5. Preston Hassel, 6. Ritsky Novar, Dennis Shooterson, 7th and 8th. Franco Alvarez and Dan Richter make up 9th and 10th. Eugene Fedorov, Claudio Bardelli Jr., 11th and 12th. Gordon Carter, Dana Grover, 13th and 14th. Steve Pearson, Jesus Iglesias, 15th, 16th. Art Vieta and Jomar Peixoto, 17th, 18th. And Tony Furtado, 19th. Givaldo Spinola finishes in the 20th position. These guys are going to have to, so congratulations to, so he gets the win. Craig Marazon does, so congratulations to him. Marazon gets the win. Well, congratulations to Craig Marazon in getting the win here in race number 1. Not a very good place to put that that screenshot there, but that's all I had, baby. So congratulations to Craig, and we are getting ready for race number 2. So we are in a holding pattern right now. And thanks to everybody for being here. So we're getting ready to go to race number 2. All right, welcome back. It looks like we are, I think, just a few moments away from race number 2. So we'll take that green, white checker logo off there. That's one thing we're not going to have that again, are we? Can't have that one again. We don't want 2 races with green, white checkers. So just a few short moments here to let everybody sort of get connected again and back in. Don't forget, on Tuesday we'll be at Daytona in the High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks. Race number 10, the final race of the season. In a 70-lap race starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is the High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks. So these guys will be inverting the field for race number 2. Race 1 was a little bit of a mess. 3 caution flags, 4 technically if you consider the rejoin caution. All right, race number 2 coming your way really, really shortly. So right now, waiting on some admin stuff here to invert the field. A little bit more of a process than what you might think. Forget the Saturday Night Thunder will be headed your way tomorrow at 9 p.m. This series has been going on for 21 years. Actually, 22 years now. Is that right? Wait a minute. 23 years. It's been 2001. I can do my math. This is 2024. My gosh, the years keep clicking off fast. So, yeah, 23 years. 120 laps from Nashville in the Cup Series. It's race number 6 of the season in the Saturday Night Thunder. A little bit of a messy first race. We'll see how the second race shapes out. Is working on the admin stuff as far as inverting the field. And Craig Marizon got the big win in race number 1. So he'll start in P1 on pole position next week. All right, these guys getting ready to rock and roll here, I believe. I'm going to go to warm up and load the field. So right now running a little bit of a like a little script, a little batch file here to get things loaded up. Right now in the warm-up session, get ready to go back green here real soon. There are no quals in race number 2. We are inverting the field, the finishing order from race number 1. And what a difficult job there was for our admin, Will Dunbar, pulling out all the stops here tonight. All right, we'll be going green here, or getting the command to start the engines in 1 minute. 1 minute. Can you stay awake that long? I think I can. Well, boys and girls, we're watching Iglesias get some laps in here before the real deal. Orange Crush sponsored number 22. All right, boys and girls, here we go. Race number 2. Late night for him, man. A little bit there to get things tightened up. A little invert the field. All right, this is race number 2 at Daytona in the duels. We'll take a look at the starting order for race 2. So, see, there you go. Looks like they mixed that one up. There we go. I think we got it. Let's do this again. Here we go. Jomar Peixoto in the 71 starts in P1. Dan Richter in the 65 starts in second. Steve Pierce starts third. Jesus Iglesias starts in the 4th position. Starting in P5 will be Gordon Carter. Dennis Shudichin in the 47 car starts P6. Dana Grover in the 89 starts in the 7th position. Franco Alvarez starts in 8th. Starting in the 9th position will be Ritzky Novar. Craig Marizon starts in the 10th position. Preston Hassel 11th. And Sean Jacob starts in P12. Starting in the 13th position will be Claudio Bardelli Jr. John Stanley in the 12 starts 14th. And Tony Furtado starts in the 15th position. So here we go, man. Race 2 of the Daytona Duels. I think a lot of the problem was that, if you don't leave enough room between you and the car in front of you, especially in that outside line, it seems like that is a huge problem. But guys really need to give themselves a little bit of a buffer between them and the car in front of them. Lift out of that throttle when you need to do so. So a 35-lap race. If it stays green, there will be one pit stop. The way things have been going, I'm not sure I have a lot of confidence that that's going to stay green here tonight. All right, here we go.
Green
Pace car's
flag,
off.
green flag. Go,
The
go, go.
71 car, Gilmar Peixoto. See Pierce there on the inside. He gets a little squirrely on that yellow line. Dan Richter working that outside line just behind him. Jesus Iglesias. Richter and Iglesias on the outside line working their way through some traffic. And Iglesias going down to the bottom line. Now challenging Dan Richter. Dan Richter on the outside line of the 65 car has got the 47. Dennis Shooter just behind him. Side by side, Franco Alvarez in the 83 car in this mix. Peixoto up the track a little bit. Whoa! Gets close to that 65. There's the 22. Jesus Iglesias, our leader. Franco Alvarez in second. Gilmar Peixoto in third. Steve Pierce is in the fourth position. Gordon Carter in P5. This inside line, the place to be right now. I think if I were the guys on the outside line, I would just tuck in, cut my losses, and tuck in on that inside line. Let's get some laps in here. There's Dan Richter in that outside line, the 65, leading the charge there with that 4-car draft on the outside, trying to organize something. Need a little bit more help. Tony Furtado in the 9 car staying down on the inside line. Side by side there with the 47 and the 65. 47 car is running in the 6th position. Iglesias in the 22 leading the field. Here on lap 3. Starting to get more guys on the outside line. Getting a little bit more organized. Guess these guys have figured out that they want to run under green flag conditions here. Peixoto dipping below the line a little bit. And this outside line starting to move, headed by Gordon Carter in the 56 car. Peixoto just ahead, down on that 71 on the inside line. Gordon Carter now shown in P4, inch and ahead of that 51 car who's on the bottom line. This top line starting to organize. Starting to move. Iglesias maybe going to try to play both sides here as he sees that top line starting to inch ahead. It's 6 cars, 7 cars up on the outside line now. Right now those guys are doing side by side. Iglesias jumping out just ahead. That may end up biting him here as those guys are going to reel him in. 83 car now inching up onto the back of the 22. That Bass Tracker sponsored number 83. Franco Alvarez leading in points coming into tonight's Daytona Duels. Peixoto now starting to get a little squirrely here. Good side by side. Forward here with Gilmar Peixoto in the 71. Running behind the 83, Franco Alvarez. 65, Dan Richter up on the high line. Pierce in that 51 just behind. Captain Morgan sponsor machine. And that battle now for the race lead starting to heat up here between the 56 and the 22. That 7-car train up on the high line now paying dividends as the 56 inches ahead. See how those guys are starting to be patient here in this race. They did not want to run around under yellow conditions. Now the bottom line is starting to inch ahead again. And now that bottom line back to the front as led by Jesus Iglesias. Franco Alvarez in second in the 83. Ritsky Novar bailing on that top line, going down to the bottom line in that 10 car. He sees what's happening. He's going to get a good run here. And that run's going to peter out when he catches up to the 19 car. Preston Hassel, something happened to him on that start. He is off the pace a little bit. It's been a while since he's raced, so he has probably got some settings that he's going to have to get dialed back in. Take a look at Tony Furtado in the 9 car, right now running in the 13th position. That bottom line a little bit more organized now. More drivers down there on the bottom line. Dana Grover in that Toyota in the 89 car running in P8. Now side by side with the leader of that top line, and that's the 56 of Gordon Carter. Iglesias leading a lot of laps here early on. Here on lap number 9. Across the start-finish line, lap 10. He wants that front row. He wants that front row starting position next week. He's going to get out there a little bit. That could end up hurting him. He's getting out there quite a bit, and Alvarez backing off, and he might end up getting a race run or a run here on him. Alvarez in the 83, a little bit of a run here on the 22 car. Peixoto into the back of him. Got to be really careful about that contact, especially where you make that contact. Take a look at Sean Jacobs in the 24. Right now running in the 9th position, 4th in line up on the highlight. Just behind him is John Stanley in the 12th. Craig Marazon, race number 1 winner, just ahead, and he is running in the 7th position. Steve Pierce here having a good run, running in P5 in the 51 car. Peeking around on the outside a little bit. Got to be careful when you leave that gap on the bottom. Somebody could slip in there and take that spot and leave you in the middle 3 wide. Jesus Iglesias is our leader in the 22. Orange Crush sponsor Camaro. Using the white paint scheme tonight. He's got a black variety of that. And look at that, Alvarez climbing up onto the back of him. Guys starting to get a little racy now. Claudio Bardelli Jr. at the back of this train. He's running in the 14th position. Ritsky Novar as well, but Bardelli Jr. running in P14 in the 19 car. Here there's a new paint scheme, a new sponsorship coming soon for Bardelli Jr. Maybe another one for Todd Robillard as well. Hearing that in the chatter. And that bottom line starting to move as Ritsky Novar bails from the high line. Steve Pierce now way down below the yellow line. So I don't know what happened to Steve Pierce, but he is in the fence. We're not sure what's happened to the 51 car. Let's take a look here as Steve Pierce into the inside wall. So I'm not sure what happened to Steve, but he went straight into the inside wall. Take a look here as a 51 car. Oh, he warped. Looks like he warped backwards. What a great job of getting out of the... Man, he warped backwards, and he gets in here. He's warping again. Looks like... Man, that was a weird warp. Watch this. This car's going to warp backwards. Right there, warps backwards. What a great job to these guys for not getting into him, and he gets off the track. And you're going to see another little stutter here, too, right there. So it might be a processor issue. Steve Pierce on pit lane. Hearing some guys are now going to be making pit stops. This is likely going to spread some guys out. So this might spread a few guys out here as guys are starting to make pit stops. Jesus Iglesias coming down pit lane. Gordon Carter on pit lane. So pit stops underway. So pit stops underway here. Gordon Carter on pit lane. Jesus Iglesias on pit lane. Ritsky Novar is the leader. Dana Grover is in second. As you see Gordon Carter finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. Dana Grover indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane this time by. So Dana Grover and Ritsky Novar indicating both these guys are both going to come down pit lane. Communicating a little bit on the radio with each other. 71, Gilmar Peixoto just behind. It's going to be worrying right now when you pit in these little packs right here that somebody's not going to get out of the throttle quite soon enough. And here they go down pit lane. On the brakes, Dana Grover on the brakes right there. Wow. So Grover on pit lane, taking some service. And that's going to give the race lead to Dennis Schuderson in the 47 car. I believe. Got a little bit of a lag there. Grover finishing up his pit stop as Dennis Schuderson, the leader. Actually, he is now in second as Bardelli Jr. shown as the race leader, but he's making a pit stop. Grover coming back out in the fourth position. John Stanley back here behind behind Gordon Carter. Those guys trying to find a draft. This thing is beginning to shake out here with pit stops. Muchin and Bardelli Jr. both on pit lane. John Stanley right now shown in the 12th position. However, guys on different pit sequences. Bardelli Jr. now coming back out on track. He's going to have a little bit of help maybe here with Preston Hassel. Preston Hassel is one lap down. He wants to caution flag. He gets around, so there goes Bardelli Jr.'s help with the for the 19. He is in a little bit of a pickle here. He is the leader, but Ritsky Novar, Marizon, Alvarez, Richter, Grover, all running together. We're going to run him down in quick fashion. And right there, Bardelli Jr. getting eaten up by a line of cars as Marizon goes by. And Bardelli Jr. is going to have to find a way to get back down in line. Ritsky Novar going to the high line. He says, hey, I want to lead some laps here. They're leaving Craig Marizon out to dry. Marizon race number 1 winner. And the 10, Ritsky Novar, goes to the lead. Franco Alvarez in second. Marizon on the bottom line is going to have to tuck in. I don't mean to jinx it here, but we've been caution-free, boys. Did all our cautions in race number 1. We might be caution-free for this race. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Take a look at Marizon now closing in onto the back of Claudio Bardelli Jr. At least those guys tucked in line. So all is not lost here. Marizon running in the 6th position. Novar, a leader in that Toyota. Now they're running up on Preston Hassel. Hassel to tail into the lead lap. Now going to fall a lap down as the 10 car goes by. Hassel had some trouble, some issues with his readout early in the race and dropped off out of the pack. So his first race back, maybe some settings that need to get dialed in. See Franco Alvarez running in second. It's starting to get a little wild here back in this pack. See Tony Furtado racing Dana Grover. Down on the bottom line is Furtado in the 9 car. The 89 of Dana Grover up on the high line. It looks like the 60 and the 9 going to get by. Claudio Bardelli Jr. also looking to get by as well. Now to the back of out of the back of that 9 car as everybody tucks in. Mutichin now going to go a lap down, so he's in the lucky dog position as long as the 27 car stays behind him. Right now, looks like a green flag field here unless something changes. Marizon dipping down to the bottom side. Now they're side by side. Marizon and the 9 of Tony Furtado side by side. And Marizon on the bottom line. Not where you want to be, I think. Well, maybe do here as they're starting to organize on that bottom line. Alvarez drops down. Ritsky Novar is our leader. 24 laps in. Now the 9 starting to work his way up. The 89 helping him. Tony Furtado in that Valvoline sponsor machine. Now inching ahead with the help of Dana Grover. Ritsky Novar now back to P3. This guy's starting to bail on Novar. He used that outside line to get up there, and now they use the outside line to get back by. Now Tony Furtado in the 9 car is the leader. So this Valvoline sponsor machine, followed by the Trax VR Toyota. A little bit of chatter there. Thanks for guys for being patient here tonight, especially Tracks VR. I know we had a little bit of a tough first race, but this race ended up being a nice one here so far. So race number 2, 25 laps in. Tony Furtado, the leader. Dana Grover is in second. Claudio Bardelli Jr. third. Ritsky Novar in P4. Sean Jacobs running in P5 in the 24 car. And tucked in between he and Ritsky Novar is Preston Hassel, who's in the 12th position in the 27 car. Now they're nose to tail. You see, this race has been a lot calmer than race number 1. Got a little bit fewer drivers here. Well, we started with 15 drivers. We had 20 drivers in race number 1. So Dana Grover is the leader. Ritsky Novar second. Claudio Bardelli Jr. third. Sean Jacobs in the 4th position. Craig Marizan is in 5th. And here we are on lap 29. So 30 laps in, Dana Grover is the leader. Ritsky Novar in second. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is in third. And that's a 3-car breakaway right now. Sean Jacobs is in the 4th position. He's about 3 seconds back. Craig Marizan, Dan Richter, Franco Alvarez all working together there. Can they catch these guys? It's a pretty big deficit to try to hold on to. And now these guys are rolling up on the lap car, the 12 of John Stanley. So that'll be a 4th car for them. So P1, 2, 3. And the 89 now gets by John Stanley. The 89, the 10, a little breakaway now. 2-second gap on Bardelli Jr. So here they go. These guys have to make a pit stop. Oh, man, that's fast right there. That is fast. They got to make a splash and go. So Grover and Novar giving up the race P1, P2 to come down pit lane, and that's going to leave Bardelli Jr. in the lead. Were these guys saving gas? Do they have enough fuel to make it to the end? Craig Marizon won race number 1. He'll start on the front row. Now you got to be thinking here, does Bardelli Jr. have enough fuel to make it to the end? He is out there by himself right now. Franco Alvarez trying to close in and make a race of it. He's running in the second position. Udichin all over the back of the 19. Can Bardelli Jr. hold on? Dan Ricker gets a speeding penalty. Coming down pit lane. Dan Ricker, late race penalty for him. What a tough break there for Dan Richter. Across the start-finish line, we have 1 to go. Alvarez has to come down pit lane. He is out of gas. Can Bardelli Jr. make it around? He's got a little bit of draft to help him. So could Claudio Bardelli Jr., he might get pushed by Dennis Udichin. Alvarez a penalty. Speeding on pit lane. Udichin goes to the outside. Grover, looks like, Gordon Carter out of fuel, and Claudio Bardelli Jr. is going to win race number 2. So congratulations to Claudio Bardelli Jr. on getting the win. Whoa. Flying down through the track. So congratulations to Claudio getting the win. Good job to him. And Claudio Bardelli Jr. gets the win in race number 2. So he'll start on the front row for next week's race at Daytona. Guys giving him a little bit of a hit there at the end. So great job to Claudio Bardelli Jr., fuel mileage aficionado. So great job to him. We'll see if we can't get the final results. Session results here for race number 2. Bardelli Jr. gets the win. Grover finishes in his second position. Richie Novar third. Sean Jacobs fourth. Franco Alvarez and Craig Marizon finished 5th and 6th respectively. Whatever that is right there.
Let's see if we can't refresh here and see what's going on there.
Nope. 7th and 8th were actually Furtado, Stanley. 9th and 10th, Iglesias and Carter. 11th is Dennis Udich and Dan Ricker finished in the 12th position. Gilmar Peixoto 13th, Preston Hassel 14th, and Steve Pierce finishes in the 15th position. So congratulations to Claudio Bardelli Jr. on getting the win in race number 2. Don't forget the High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks will be in action on Tuesday, February the 13th. It's race number 10, the final race of the season, a 70-lap race. The Tough Trucks at Daytona. Man, kicking off a great week of racing the right way at Daytona in the trucks.
A lot of soul.
Saturday Night Thunder will be in action tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Nashville Superspeedway, 120 laps. Beat the broadcaster tonight. I get out of the broadcast booth, get in the driver's seat, and make it happen. Thank you so much for coming out and joining me here on the YouTube channel. A little bit of a tough first race, but that second race was lit, baby. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, get these races out there for people to see, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Smash the bell. You'll get updates of when races are going live. I appreciate everybody being here and supporting me here at TurnLeftTV. I love doing this stuff and met a lot of people from around the world, and I really enjoy each and every person that comes out and races with us. That's going to do it for me. I'm going to get up here and have a chat with the winners of tonight's race. And again, thanks for coming in here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. We'll get out of here. We'll see you later. I'm out of here.